Have you ever felt like something was missing in your walk with God? Like no matter how much you pray, how often do you go to church, or how many Bible verses you memorize, there's still this gap, a distance you can't quite explain. Maybe you've even asked yourself, God, where are you? Why don't I feel your presence like I used to? If that's you, you're not alone. So many of us go through seasons where we feel disconnected from God, and it's one of the most frustrating, confusing places to be. But here's the thing. Often, the problem isn't that God has moved away from us. It's that we've unknowingly taken a step back from Him. And sometimes, it's because of a mistake we don't even realize we're making. Today, we're diving into a mistake that could be quietly wrecking your relationship with God. It's something we're all guilty of at times. And if we're not careful, it can create a divide between us and the one who loves us most. But don't worry, this isn't just about pointing out the problem. It's about finding the solution. It's about rediscovering that closeness with God that you've been longing for. So, if you're ready to take a step closer to Him, keep watching. This could be the breakthrough you've been praying for. Let's get right into it. The mistake is self-reliance. That's right, thinking you can handle life on your own. You have it all together, without truly depending on God. It's a subtle trap, and it's one we all fall into at some point. Think about it. When life gets tough, what's your first reaction? Do you run to God, or do you try to figure it all out on your own? Do you pray for guidance, or do you rely on your own wisdom, your own strength, your own plans? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths stray. God doesn't want us to lean on our own understanding. Why? Because our understanding is limited. Our strength runs out. Our plans fail. But God's wisdom, His strength, His plans, they're perfect. And when we rely on ourselves instead of Him, we're essentially saying, God, I've got this. I don't need you. And that's where the distance creeps in. It's not that God moves away from us. It's that we move away from Him now. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? I'm still going to church. I'm still reading my Bible. Isn't that enough? But here's the thing. God doesn't just want your actions. He wants your heart. He wants a relationship with you. Think about it like this. Imagine you're in a relationship with someone, and they only talk to you when they need something. They don't trust you to help them. They don't rely on you. How would that make you feel? Hurt, disconnected. That's how God feels when we don't depend on Him. God delights in us when we put our hope in Him, when we trust Him, when we rely on Him. That's what a real relationship looks like. So, how do we avoid this mistake? How do we stop relying on ourselves and start depending on God? Here are 3 practical steps. First, surrender daily. Every morning, remind yourself that you can't do life on your own. Say, God, I need you today. I surrender my plans, my worries, and my struggles to you. Second, pray honestly. Don't just pray surface-level prayers. Be real with God. Tell Him your fears, your doubts, your struggles. He already knows, but He wants you to come to Him. And third, trust His timing. This is the hardest part, isn't it? We want answers now. We want solutions now. But God's timing is perfect. Trust that He's working even when you can't see it. Here's the beautiful part. When we stop relying on ourselves and start depending on God, everything changes. We find peace. We find strength. We find joy. Not because our circumstances change, but because our perspective changes. God promises to renew our strength when we put our hope in Him. He promises to guide us, to provide for us, to be with us. All we have to do is trust Him. So, if you've been feeling distant from God, take a moment to ask yourself, have I been relying on myself instead of Him? If the answer is yes, it's okay. God is ready to meet you right where you are. Surrender, pray, trust, and watch how He transforms your relationship with Him. Thanks for watching. If this message spoke to you, hit the like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, remember, God is with you, and He's got this.